All right. Well, hello, fellow time travelers. My name is James, and I'm the Community and Education Outreach Specialist here for our Keweenaw Time Traveler team. In anticipation for our upcoming launch of the new Explore app, we're hosting a series of lunchtime chats. In these chats, we're going to be talking with our fellow KET team members. We'll be talking about all the great work that our team has been doing to develop some of the exciting and new things that are going to be a part of this release. Today, I'm really excited to be talking with Ryan and Matt here about the design of our new web interface. It's really great to have you guys here. Do you guys mind introducing yourselves to our fellow time travelers out there in Zoom land and maybe tell us a little bit about your roles within the team? Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
Sure. I'll jump in quick. Hi, I'm Matthew Monte, and I run Monte Consulting. We do marketing and creative services, including creating some user-friendly experiences like we've done here for Keweenaw Time Traveler. So that's sort of been our role, has been looking at how things fit and how to design them such that that Keweenaw Time Traveler both engages the public and helps them find what they want to learn. So that's been our role. Collaborating deeply with Ryan has been Chris Marr, our kind of front-end programmer. And so we'll hear a little bit more about the work that they've done. And then also our designer, Lauren Schwartz, who's been also kind of in the early lead at the mock-up stages. So Ryan, take it from there.
Thanks, Matt. I'm Ryan Williams. I'm a geospatial research scientist here at the Geospatial Research Facility at Michigan Tech. I've had a lot of experience over the years working with web-based geographic information systems, or GIS, and developing the tools over the years that allow data to come from a server or from a network and go out to users anywhere on the internet. And so a large part of my role on this team has been developing what I'll call the pipeline to get all that data from our computers here at Tech out to the app and out to the public in an efficient and easy easy for the user way.
All right. Well, that does sound like a challenge. And, you guys seem to be really partners in this process here. Could you guys share how you've been able to work together to develop this brand new interface that people are going to be able to see soon?
Yeah, I guess I'll take a first pass at sort of what that looked like. And in some ways, I think that the Keweenaw Time Traveler team at Michigan Tech maybe looked at, having us not giving us too much, not sort of pinning down, this is exactly what we want or how we think it should be, but sort of opening it up to us, looking at the previous version of Keweenaw Time Traveler, but telling us that, they would like people to be able to explore and at the same time search, and describing to us the kinds of users that we see out there, which is a mix of educators and people interested in history, historians themselves, like professional historians working in the world of the Park Service and other contexts, and then also to make it fun and enjoyable. That it should be thought of as a tool, but it's also a tool that engages people in a way that they want to spend time there and that they realize that there's so much to be learned when we look at both history and geography at the same time, which is a lot of what Keweenaw Time Traveler does. But in terms of how we work together, a lot of the magic has been Ryan on the Michigan Tech side and Chris on our side working very closely together at how to efficiently take just enough information from this massive database that Ryan somehow wrangles, and others, I'm sure, on the Michigan Tech side that I'm not necessarily aware of, wrangle all this data and give me bits of it enough. And then we try to take those bits that are just enough so that we're not taking too long to find it or too long to move the information and visualize it in Keweenaw Time Traveler. And it'd be interesting, Ryan, I know I haven't heard how you think about some of these things quite as clearly, but how you see the data, would be fascinating, I think, for people to understand your view into that world, right?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. You nailed it. That's exactly that is the essence of it there. Like Matt said, I work really closely with Chris Marr at Monte, who's an expert at programming the portion of the app that the public interacts with. We've often had conversations throughout a day, digitally, on the phone, on video, uh, discussing how to enable some kind of new functionality or to improve something that we've built. It's very often we'll build one piece, we'll test it out, we'll look at it, and it takes just too long to do what we wanted it to do. So then we change a few things, we improve some efficiencies, and work on getting those things improved. Really tightly coupled, and it's been great because we're not in the same place, we don't work for the same people, but we've been able to work together really well and really kind of talk the same language between us and get things to work great. So it really has been great to work with the Monte team and have their expertise on the design and the coding side and let me kind of focus on the data side, because for sure we couldn't do it if it was just us trying to do it on our own. I could not do it all, and it would not be a great product at all without all of the extra expert help that we get from them. So it's been really good to work with Chris and have that expertise there to help. Like you asked about my view of the data, there's a lot of data in a lot of different formats from a lot of different places. And so it's always a challenge to kind of try to bring it together and do, like Matt said, just get enough to give the user what they need to let them explore further, but not overwhelm them with so much stuff that we've got to work with. So it's been interesting, but it's been good to be able to have that time to focus on the data side and let you guys contribute to the user side.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm really glad that we're able to have this talk, and I've been lucky enough to see the new interface as it is right now, and it really is exciting to see all these new features and all this data. What, Ryan, I think we have almost like 500,000 pieces of historical data and all these maps that you wrangle, and the way that Monte's been able to put this together has just been special. It's really something. So I'm looking forward to the release. So for you guys, as we're getting closer to launch here, and we're seeing the Explore app really begin to take shape, is there like a particular part of the app that you're really excited about to share with everybody out here?
Yeah, I guess I'll jump in first again. I do think it's and we continue to make updates even today, this morning. I think Chris is working on some things, and some of that is, I think what's exciting is that there is so much information. And so what I think is really special is that when you come to this, I don't think the user understands the million haystacks that are out there, right? Or the 500,000 haystacks that are out there. And they don't really need to, but they're after a needle or some little piece in the haystack. And I think what's special is that they can put in a piece of a last name or a last name. And not only has, the Michigan Tech team make it so you can find a relative, but you've even worked out ways that if they change the spelling of their names, which is really common, it's something that my family did just at my grandfather's, it was formalized by my grandfather, right? When my father was maybe like 20 or 22. So it's really not that long ago that a lot of these things were still happening. And like the ability to find that needle in the haystack of a relative or a story about a place or a building where someone worked or went to school. Those are little treasures of people's history that you've all put together. And I think what's interesting is that they can find this and they can learn and discover that these little tracks in the sand weren't lost to history, that you guys have gone back to the beach and reconstructed all of those, those decades. I mean, even over more than a century. And so there's a lot of little bits of treasure there in those beaches that people can walk back, and you've helped them find where their ancestors have come from. And we don't know necessarily what ring they'll find in the sand or what story or what connection they'll make. And I think that's what's exciting, is that the potential is there and we know it'll happen, but we may never know for sure exactly who, what, where, and why. And so there's a point of faith in the service that you all have done that I think is remarkable. So I really appreciate having a chance to be a part of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. It's been a lot of fun so far. Probably my thing that I'm most excited about is more of a tangible thing on the app, and it's the related records. I think when you look at the details about a person down below, there's more information available about their classmates, about their family members during that time period you're looking at, about buildings that they're related to, and even stories that are related to where they are on the map there. And you can go through and look at a person and look at their family members and click on them, and then you learn about the family member, and you can look at what they're related to, visualize different things like their schools and homes on the same map. So that's been a lot of fun going through and even just kind of following when someone's young and you click on them and you see them and their parents, and then you can look at their next record in the future and see maybe that they're married now, right? Or they've got a family, and being able to walk through that has been really, really neat. So that's one thing that I'm really excited about, and I think is one of the biggest new things that has come to the Time Traveler from our previous versions of it. So that's something that's really cool that I think will be a lot of fun.
Great. Well, thanks, Ryan and Matt, for joining us, and thank you for your passion. It's been really great working with you as we've developed the new app here. Fellow time travelers, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit more about the behind-the-scenes work going on with our Time Traveler team. To keep up to date on the going-ons here, you can follow us at keweenawhistory.com or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That's it from us now, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks, everybody.